While the colors of fall are whispering goodbyes, hints of winter are beginning to settle in. Our mountains are snow-capped, our morning grass is frosty, and a car parked outside the garage officially means scraping windshields at the early hours. I have learned to appreciate winter more, I think, in my adult years. Especially picking up skiing as a hobby a few years ago brought back that childlike amazement at the sight of snow. I also learned as I began to garden and grow my own food just how valuable snow is to our Utah ecosystems. In a cold desert, snow is actually our main source of water. It also helps that I married a man who still finds snow to be the most magical substance on earth. Last year, he talked our whole family into building a giant igloo, and it is one of my most favorite memories to this day. We set up a projector inside and had a movie night with our nieces and nephews. But winter can also be dreary, frigid, and unforgiving. I think the cold darkness of the winter months, though, makes everything else feel brighter. Christmas lights sparkle more in the darkness of winter. And when spring sunshine finally rolls around again, it is the most joyful and warming sensation. It's like we have to have the darkness and the cold to remind us to find joy in everything. I think in life, opposition in general keeps us humble and grateful. But of all the things winter related, my most favorite will always be Christmas. I am a Christmas girl through and through. I have loved it since I was a little girl, but truthfully that childlike amazement really hasn't gone away for me. I still find just as much joy from Christmas, and it's less about obviously Santa and the gifts, and more about giving gifts and finding ways to bring joy to other people's lives, as well as just spending time with my family. I also love the added focus on Jesus Christ this time of year and just getting to reflect on his life and be more grateful for him. But I'm also just a sucker for Christmas decorations. I love the classic look of reds and greens, twinkling lights, and Christmas trees, and I am so excited to deck these halls because this is our very first house. We just bought it a few months ago, and so we're starting with a blank slate. It is so fun just thinking of the future family Christmas traditions and memories that we'll build here, so I want to make this space extra special. I decided to start with the fireplace mantle. I took off all of the fall decor and left the greenery in, and then I just added some garland behind it, and I liked the way this created variated colors. It has the darker greens and the lighter greens, and I liked the look of that. I also found this Christmas star at a garage sale a few weeks ago for $3, and I thought it looked so cute above the fireplace, so I added that in. I just tied it to that little wooden window pane that I refurbished in an earlier video. And then I just added some other textures in as well. I had some wood beads, some little red flowers, I added some burlap, some pine cones. I also have these little reindeer lights that I got last year, so I added those in as well as some other Christmas lights, and I was loving the way this looked until I woke up the next morning and the window pane in the star had fallen over because it was too top heavy and knocked everything off, so I got to start over again. But I just thumbtacked the star to the wall this time and it stayed up just fine. It hasn't fallen down since. I redid it. I also added the stockings that I made last year with our initials, and I think it's really cute. I love how this turned out. I kept my candlesticks up that I thrifted as well, and it's just so cozy and classic, and I love it. We ended up finding this very inexpensive fake tree at Walmart, and we knew it was something that we would use for years to come, so we went ahead and got it and set it up next to our fireplace. We are actually going to be getting a real tree for our living room upstairs, but we just thought this was a fun, cozy little addition that we can make memories around. I will be adding decorations to this when I make my ornament making video, so for now it's just going to be a blank slate, and we'll put all of our special ornaments on our real tree when we get it. We had fun setting this up together, and this room is turning out so magically. I can't wait to snuggle up and watch movies and read books by this cozy little fireplace.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear, jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before.
added this decor on top of our kitchen cabinets, and I experimented a little bit. I finally added some garland and lights, and I really just wanted to make this space cozy. Now, keep in mind, I am doing this decorating over the course of an entire week. I didn't do this all in one day. I put in a lot of effort into this Christmas decorating because it's something that brings me joy. But if it's really not your thing and you want to simplify, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that Christmas is meant to bring people joy, and so you kind of have to incorporate it in a way that works for you. I also added this ragtag garland to our window box, and it was a little bit of a struggle to get up. If you want to see how I made this ragtag garland, go check out my dollar store craft decorating video. But I also added some trees, some fake snow, and just made this little window box a cozy little corner, and I really like how it turned out. I got these little trees last year from the dollar section at Target, and I got these bigger trees, I think either at Michael's or Joann's would be my guess. I got them last year as well. It was our first married Christmas, and we didn't have a lot of decor, so I got a little excited and bought a few things. I also added some greenery up top. We have this weird corner cabinet that we want to turn into floating shelves one day, but for now I made the most of it. This sign, as well as the other signs above the kitchen, we got at a garage sale as well for about $3 each, so I was pretty excited about that. Last year I made this little wreath, so I just attached it to some string and strung that around the back of the door and added a command strip just to hold it in place. I added one to the pantry door as well as to our coat closet door, and I think it's just a fun little addition. I also cleaned up our fall Thanksgiving centerpiece. I did this a few days before Thanksgiving, ironically, but we're not hosting Thanksgiving at our house. In fact, we're going to be spending a few nights at my parents' house, and so decided to just have it ready for Christmas for when we got back from Thanksgiving. And I added these candlesticks from the dollar store as well as these candlestick holders. If you want to see more details, you can check out my dollar store crafting video. Here's a quick little tour of our Christmas kitchen and dining room area.
Chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly.
I found this Christmas tree at a garage sale for like $2, and I really didn't think it would light up, but it actually did. So after a little bit of fluffing up, it looked perfect in our hallway upstairs. I love it because when you look up the stairs, you can see it at the very top. Next, I grabbed some fabric scraps. I actually thrifted some bed sheets, curtains, a tablecloth, etc. And I have just been cutting it up for different crafts. I used it in my dollar store crafting video as well, and I decided to take one of those dollar store wreath rings and just tie little strips of fabric around it to make a little rag tie wreath. I added those little rag ties to the Christmas tree as well, and I added some of my rag tie garland going up the stairs. I did the classic handmade sentiment that this little hallway and upstairs area was giving me. It's a fun view from the downstairs from our front entryway as well, so I was pretty happy with that. Okay, it is Saturday, and I have been looking forward to this day for forever. Riley and I went and we picked out our Christmas tree. We got a real Christmas tree, we got a permit, we cut it down ourselves, and it was so fun. We went early enough that there really wasn't a lot of snow yet up the mountain, which we decided was actually really convenient, and this was just one of my most favorite memories with Riley. We had so much fun, and it was quite the adventure. We had a lot of laughs, and I will treasure this forever. We added some lights to our tree. Sorry about the poor quality. I didn't realize my camera setting wasn't on the highest quality setting, but it was a high quality moment for sure. The next series of events reminds me of the If You Give a Mouse a Cookie book, because one idea kept leading to the next. Riley decided to put lights inside of all our windows, which we thought was super cute, so then we decided to go get outdoor lights to string up. Then I decided I wanted to start decorating our front porch, and so I grabbed some of our extra pine boughs. Our tree was a little bit too big to fit in our car, which meant that we had to saw it off a little bit above the base of the trunk, but you weren't allowed to leave more than 6 inches of the trunk, so we had to take that out as well. And we decided to just keep the pine boughs and use them for other crafts. So I've been doing all sorts of things with them. Here I am just wiring them together to make garland to go around the post of our front porch. And then I just added some lights as well. I haven't decided if I'm going to add ribbons and ornaments to decorate this or just leave it simple. I'm kind of liking the simplicity of it, but we'll see. For now, it's just a classic, simple look. I also used those pine boughs to make some giant wreaths. We have some circular windows on the front of our house, and my husband thought it would be so cute to have wreaths going around the outside of it, and I agreed. So I grabbed some more of those pine boughs, and they're actually kind of curved in shape anyway, so I didn't use a frame. I just wired them together and it created a pretty good circle, honestly. I didn't have a wire frame that was big enough for a wreath this size, and so I just kind of rolled with it, and it was very organic and handmade, but it came together pretty well, I have to say. I added some battery-operated lights and some ornaments, as well as some snowflakes. I did end up taking out this ribbon and poinsettia. I just didn't love it, but I liked it a little bit simpler, and this is how it turned out around our window. I made one for here and then one for upstairs as well. I also made a wreath for our front door, but I'm not quite finished with it. I'm going to make a live wreath making tutorial. I want to add some other foliage to this wreath besides just the pine boughs. I might add some eucalyptus. I'm thinking of some sage. We'll see. I'm going to make a whole video on that, so right now it's unfinished. Also, this glass door is not that dirty. It's just foggy because it is so cold outside, but this is what the outside of our house looks like, and we're really excited about it. We do want to add some lights to the top level of our house, but we don't own a ladder yet, so we're just trying to decide the safest way to do that. Also note that the lights around the wreaths are battery operated, but they're made for the outdoors, and they're also on a timer, so they'll go on and off. We don't have to climb on the roof to turn them on every time. The next morning after church, it was finally time to actually decorate our Christmas tree that we got. This tree is going to be as homemade and just nostalgic as possible. This is where we're going to put all of our special ornaments, and I'm not going for a designer look here, just a tree that's meaningful to us. Last year, Riley got me these ornaments. They are cutouts of nativity scenes. So we have the angels, the wise men, the shepherds, Mary and Joseph, and they're really meaningful to me. We also got this ornament as our first ornament together. It's the temple that we got married in, so that's really special. We have candy canes that we put up last year, and while we were dating, Riley and I made these little oranges as well as these popcorn strings, and it was such a fun date activity, and they've lasted us for this long, and so it was so fun to put those on the tree. Last year I also made these little gingerbread houses, and I'm going to be making a tutorial on this as well as sharing my design so that you can easily cut it out in a future video. So be sure to hit like and subscribe and stick around if you would like to get access to that. But I reassembled them to hang on the tree. I also added some little lights to our lanterns. I actually thrifted one of these lanterns, which I was pretty excited about. I think this little corner with our tree is so cozy. I love this room. Also, the decorations above the bookshelf I did in my dollar store decorating and crafting video if you want to check that out.
What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's beginning to look like all my wishes are coming true. That's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls. I've been kind to big and small. And now it's time to have a merry holiday.
These little Christmas pillows I actually thrifted, and this is the coziest, most nostalgic room. I love all the classic colors, the twinkling lights, and yes, it's busy, but it's busy with Christmas and it brings us joy. We love this room now. I have this little Christmas tree my sister got me for college, and I decided to put it in our room just to add a few little Christmas touches. We hang out a lot in here, so it's fun to just have some twinkling lights as well. I added some to the headboard. And I also added some garland there. And then I had a little bit of extra garland, so I actually wrapped it around this mirror here and made a little wreath, and I kind of just wedged the wires of the garland behind the mirror and actually somehow miraculously got it to stay. I even added some twinkling lights to our bathroom, and I think you could safely say that these halls have been decked. My husband and I had a lot of fun decorating this house, and I just can't wait for the memories that we're going to make, not only this Christmas, but in the Christmases to come. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jenneca, and I make home-centered content designed to inspire creativity and resourcefulness, things like DIY, decorating, crafting, and organization. And if you found value in this video, stick around because I have so many more Christmas videos coming your way. Holiday crafting, decorating, present, and gift giving ideas. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, and I will see you in the next video.